Hello and welcome to our How to Find Cash Flowing Properties and Calculating. Today we're going to go through two quick calculations you could use. This is something we see come up a lot, and these are two quick ways you could calculate not only on a flip, but the other one's for a BRRRR. So, excuse me, I may be a little tired. Just got in last night from a couple of two-day trips, but we will show you exactly how to calculate these things really quick. Have any questions, put them in the side, and we will get to them at the end of this presentation. As always, we have a different series going every week. This one is finding and quickly calculating cash flowing properties. If you haven't seen any of these others, you could go to our YouTube channel, hardmoneymike.com, and you can check them out. There's also a lot of other great videos out there on the basics of investing. As we always say, our goal here is to help people become free and three through real estate. And that means one of many different things. It's just like, hey, I'm in real estate full time now. Real estate took over from my work. The cash flow from my rentals is coming in. Whatever it is, concentration and getting things done, you'll be free and three. So once again, we are an investor-focused lender, and now we're even doing some partnering. So we've done thousands and thousands of deals with investors over the 22 years. So we have seen almost every kind of transaction out there. So if you have a question, you can reach out to us. Our goal is to make you successful so we can, make properties look good, properties be turned over to people on the flips, and you make a lot of money on your rentals and have a nice little retirement from this real estate investing. So this episode, we're just going to go through two quick calculations, a quick example on the one. We'll get into the BRRRR rule of 75 a little bit more later. If you'd hear, my dog is chewing on her bone. But why do you need this? Because we see it all the time. Even, someone I'm just working with now, starting out, coming up with understanding the difference between equity, what is really the profit, what's really going to go into your pocket, and how can you look at a property really quick and be able to know that there is profit in there or not. So we're going to go through a real example of this that we just looked at this week. The numbers are probably within $1,000, but I call it the rule of 12%. And this is just a quick calculation when you're looking at a flip. So this is for flips, to know exactly or get a good range of what you're going to walk away with after a property is said and done. So if this is one we just looked at, if your purchase and rehab. So purchase and rehab is 150. The one we looked at, it was like 147, 148 in your ARV. So you know what you have into it. You know your purchase price, you know your rehab, you know those numbers. You also know your ARV is 200. And a lot of people, not everyone, but there's a lot of people who look at it and go, well, there's 50 grand in this deal. Looks like a really solid deal. And that could be true. It could be true because depending on exactly what you want out of this, that could be a really, really good number. But it also may be something that is less than you're looking for. And I don't know why these always don't line up. But because you also, on top of those numbers, you're going to have to pay for realtor, you're going to have to pay for closing, you're going to have to pay the interest on a loan if you have a loan. And you're also going to have carrying costs, which are your taxes every month as accumulating, your insurance that you're paying, your utilities that you have out there. So there's some carry costs with all transactions you do there. And this is where the 12% comes in to do a quick calculation. So if you have a sale price, like we said, the ARV of $200,000, and you had the cost, which was $150 just of the purchase of the rehab. So you're looking at that going, there's $50,000 in equity there, but we also have to take out those costs. And that's where the 12% comes in. So with that 12% is 12% of the sale price. So the $200,000 in this case is $24,000. You could estimate within a few $1,000s, unless there's something else that's, out of the ordinary, that's what it's going to cost you to sell the property. And you're going to end up with the $26,000. So when you looked at this and maybe there's $50,000 equity, it looked like a really good deal. And then when you go through it, it's like, if if I'm doing a flip, I'm going to walk away with 26 grand. Still probably not a bad deal, but it's not the 50 grand that some people look at. We see this a lot when we're looking at partnerships. They're like, well, there's 50 grand there, we get to split up. And it's like, well, there's a few more things in reality, in the real life, that we look at. And so this is just a quick thing, using the 12% off the sale price after ARV to add that to basically your costs to get to your quick number of potential profit. And using this, you could quickly look at any deal, run those numbers, and then you know if that's going to fit in your target or if you're going to have to look at another deal. There's also another rule that we go by, we talk to when we're talking to people about BRRRR, and we just call it the 75% rule. And it's just the fastest way to know if a deal is going to be a deal that you could get into a 0 to no down, or if you're going to have to put some money on. And we're going to go through a whole webinar kind of just going through this, showing this, and coming and showing you what the numbers are behind it. But when you're looking at BRRRR, another rule is just 75%, because that is the number you could rate and term on as far as a refinance. So if your costs, that means your rehab, your purchase, everything, including the cost to refinance or whatever, are below 75% of the after repair value. So just in the other case we had too, like, let's just say the ARV was 200,000. So if your all-in costs were $150,000 or less, this is a property, this is just a quick rule you can look at going, all my numbers fit under there. This is going to be a BRRRR I could probably get into with 0 down, as long as nothing else comes up. Anything above that 75%, say you do all your numbers and you're at 80 or 82, you know real fast, real quick, you're going to have 5 to 7% into that deal to actually close it and make it work. And that's not a bad number, because sometimes you have to, it's better than 20% you buy on a retail. So this is just a quick percentage when you're looking at comps and stuff for BRRRR, and you know the market is 300 grand. What's 75% of that? If I'm all into that for less than 75% of the after repair value, the estimated appraised value, whatever you call that, I am good. I am more than likely able to get it into this property and have 0 money out of my pocket and get on to the next one. So that's just, these are just 2 quick ways to calculate if you're doing a flip or if you're doing a BRRRR, kind of your position from profit to the monies you have to have in there. So as always, if you have a deal, we'd be glad to talk to you. You know, email me, Mike at Hard Money Mike. Go out to our YouTube channel if you need more information. You're trying to learn a little bit more. There's some great information out there. And if you need to call either Sarah or I, just call our main number at our extensions, and we'd be glad to help you on those transactions. So up next, it's something that we are working with and we're figuring out too as we go, because we're starting to do some partnerships and we're starting to work with realtors finding properties, and we're going through these same steps. So it's kind of fun to go through them and kind of go like, hey, how do you find realtors who could really find you good deals? What makes a good partner? Do you find them or train them? And, like some of the benefits we're finding, even finding newer agents who maybe have more time to spend with you, and they understand if they spend a month or 2 with you, you're going to be a consistent workflow for them. So that is our episode this week. Once again, looking at the 12%, to put that into any deal you're going to flip, just to get down to maybe your profit number, and then the 75% rule when you're looking at a BRRRR, if you're looking at getting in with 0 down. So as always, happy investing. We'll send this video out, and check out our other videos on Hard Money Mike, and we will talk to you next week. Thanks, you guys.